Beautiful. Well, welcome everyone to our favorite time of the week. That's Fierce Friday. So today we are going to be talking about building your business with your family. You know, the Million Mom movement, this is what we talk about all the time. How can we build this business as a family with community? Right? You can't do anything alone. We were not designed to do anything by ourselves. But before we get into that, we have things about the Million Mom movement that we want to share. We want to share with all of you. So I'm going to have my council member, Naiva Flory from Hawaii. Maybe she's in California. We never know. We can't keep track. That she will be sharing the pledge. And this pledge is something that we wear as a badge of honor. It's exactly, concisely what we're all about, the Million Mom movement, about healthy living and eating. And Naiva will be sharing it with all of us right now. So take it. It's to you, Naiva.
Thank you so much, Taz. Yes, we love the pledge. This is something that I have on my fridge, and you can print it out, you can laminate it. It's also a really great tool to give to school teachers or other parents, you know, to just help them lean into what it is we're doing as a community and get them interested. So read this with me. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom movement. Thank you so much, Taz. Back to you.
I love this pledge, you know, and when I saw this advertisement of like Rihanna is going to sing at the Super Bowl, I'm like, imagine someone reads the pledge. They read the pledge of the Super Bowl. How amazing would that be that we all stood up and we said this together? Imagine how powerful and how much of a change we can start implementing on the world. If we start reading this together, companies will have no choice but to listen to us, right? We can do this together. So share, 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 because it will happen. If you have the vision and you have the dream, it can happen. So now let's look at in the news, and my beautiful council member, Carmela, will be talking about that.
Thanks, Taz. Thanks, Ava. Happy Friday, everyone. So this is a great piece in the news that happened in August, the end of August, and it's very relative to many people who we might know, but it's also just relevant to everybody in the United States. The U.S. diet is deadly. Love that first sentence, right? Here are 7 ideas to get Americans eating healthier. Now, you might think this is just, let's just get healthier. Here are the ways, but it actually goes deeper into what's happening in the United States. So the data is stark. The American diet is shortening the lives of many, and there's nearly 900 deaths a day that are linked to poor diet. And the pandemic highlighted this problem. So obesity and other diet-related issues. Now, just the 28th, 2 days ago, President Biden had posted a White House conference on hunger, nutrition, and health. And they're creating a national strategy. And right now, and I looked into this because 1969, the WIC program that had supported to help feed many low-income families, that was started. That's a long time ago. That's 53 years ago. But what has happened since then? Not good things. Terrible things, in fact, since 1969. The introduction of even glyphosate to our society was in the late 70s, in the 70s. And then what is available even in the WIC program, not healthy organic foods, a lot of dairy, meat, and there's very limited focused products that they can even purchase as low-income families. So when you think about what's actually an answer, a solution from our country, it's not actually helping us. It's creating these issues. So what I do notice from this is that how are we going to help fix this problem? And so many people are thinking, well, there's a wide-ranging set of recommendations to end hunger. CEBT is something that, even though people may not think that like welfare is so beneath them. Many people in this country now, when they're out of work, they have to rely on it. So number one is treating food as medicine. This is just a specific article to highlight what it is that we validate with our products and with our lifestyle, because we know that one superfood meal is just $6. So when you help somebody to see, if you swap out even 2 meals, it's $11, their mind starts to shift. And then you start to really educate, what do we have? And the focus on quality of calories, not just quantity. Expand access to dietary and lifestyle counseling. This is literally everything we do. So it's a great way to align what we do, and then have an article that's really published that validates it. Support food entrepreneurs. Hello. Increase the number of new farmers growing healthy foods. And then you could go into the discussion of farming and regenerative farming techniques. I love that they touched on this in this article. Make school meals free for all students. So this is something that hopefully 2 days ago, they have ideas of how to better support kids who don't have parents who can feed their children healthy lunches. So go into this article. I'm going to put it into the chat, but I think that it's a wonderful way to cross-reference our lifestyle and what we have. Talking about entrepreneurs, we're going to get to talk to other entrepreneurs here who are building a family and building their business. So I think it's a wonderful article to share. Pass the word on.
I love this article. This is exactly what we do in the world. This lies close to my heart because it makes me so upset to see kids hungry. My mission is to end world hunger. And whenever I say it to someone, they're like, that's a huge mission, but we can do it together. We can't do it alone. This is why the community is so important. If we stand together, we can make this massive change. And to understand the quality of our soil equals the quality of our food, right? This article is great. You can share it with every single person that you meet. What do you think about this article? Start forming conversations. Conversations lead to them thinking, lead to them asking questions, right? And you might have the solution to what they've been asking for. So let's get into, first of all, I want to check on everyone who's in Florida. If you're safe, our prayers are to every single person. I'm in Florida. I am completely not affected. Thank you, every single person who sent me messages. So it completely skipped Miami. It really hit Tampa and Naples. So we're sending our prayers to everyone there. And just imagine a world where the rescue team would be sending out Purium. Just imagine that. Instead of sending out cotton balls and whatever they're giving, imagine sending out some Power Shake or some Love Meal. Something this is sustainable, is eco-friendly, it has a 2-year shelf life. This is my dream, for this to be in every Red Cross bag, right? This is the nutrient that we need for every single person. Green Cross, exactly. Thank you, Dan. Okay, so let's talk about building the business with our family. So for me, when I hear this, I don't even know how to separate them. I build my business with my family. It's for my family. The business I'm doing today, every action today that I do is for them. I never make it about myself. I never make this, this is something that I'm doing separate, and the way we live our life is separate. So I think it's really important to have that mindset. The mindset is key to start this. To have your kids, sit them down. It doesn't matter what age they are. If they can sit up in a chair, they can start understanding what you're doing. They can start understanding what you're all about and what your values are, right? So I would start talking to them and let them know that what I'm doing today is for you. I'm passing this business, this mission to you to better your life. Isn't that the whole point that we talk about glyphosate? It goes through the umbilical cord. We don't want our kids to be pregnant, to be passing on this toxicity to their kids. We are cutting the traumas. We are cutting the toxic traumas. We are cutting the toxic relationship. So why not create healthy relationships around business, right? You know how many moms I encounter all the time that they'll talk negative towards money and business, but they'll talk great about food. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, we should talk positively about money and start creating this environment with our kids, with our family. I love money. Money is great. Come to me, because the more money comes to the right people, you know what happens? Now we can create massive change together, and money is actually going to the good people. Money has been going to people who have been doing a lot of harm for too long. So it's time that we bring it back to us, the people who can create massive change. And if we can teach this to our kids and our family, I mean, just imagine, I could think of just 1%. I'm not even looking at 2%, but 1% of what we can start to create in the world. Empowered leaders who will not stand up for anything, who Cheerios will not even exist in their future. Imagine if we could create a world like that. So this is what I do in my life and my environment with my kids. I teach them. It's not a lecture. It's not, well, do this and then we behave a different way. We live it. In the morning, you have to make your power shake. Well, what else are you going to have? Power shake is for breakfast. So we incorporate it into our daily life. This is all they know. And you know what happens? They bring their green juice to school. They have it in their blender bowl. They bring it to school in containers. So when their friends see it, their friends are asking questions. They're asking questions. We are building this business together. Now they're sparking interest. Well, why don't you go and talk to my mom? Have your mom reach out to my mom. You know, maybe they'll have things in common, and maybe they probably have solutions that will be able to help your entire family. And then we hear so many times of the moms and dads who are exhausted. They're exhausted and they don't have time to spend with their kids. They're always spending time at our house and they're like, oh, I wish my parents had more time. Well, you know what? With our business, residual income allows you to have that time. I hear so many people working overtime. I mean, in my world, overtime was something so normal. So I come from the research world. I worked in genetics for years. I knew nothing else than working overtime. I thought this was normal. Someone didn't work overtime. Are they lazy, right? What are they doing? But now you start to realize you have to set time aside for your family. But how are you supposed to do that if you're not making money while you're sleeping? Making money while you're sleeping is the ultimate freedom. It's the ultimate way that you actually can provide a better life for your family. You're setting them up for success, that they don't have to struggle. They don't have to work extra hard what you've paved that road for them. So now you have the ability to empower what they want to do. So now I tell my kids, whatever you want to do it. You don't want to go to university, that's fine. Are we actually living in a world that university is possible? Who knows? But I know food will always be the ultimate commodity. So spread the gift of food. Food is medicine. So always talk about it. So I teach my kids to talk about this all the time. You go to the beach, they bring their super xanthan. Everyone has their sunbum. We have our superfoods, right? We have our astaxanthin. So this becomes part of our daily life. You're going out to a restaurant, you have your biomedic. So it doesn't become something separate in your life. The mindset is what's the most important of how you approach it with your kids. And even if your child is 2 years old, right? How can you talk to your kids about that at 2 years old? You can. I say this, and I have a lot of brand partners who are like, well, this sounds a little silly. Have your kids smell it. Have your kids smell the food, smell the power shake. How does it feel? How does it taste? Let them get into it. So they start connecting to food. They start understanding, and then they can start sharing with their friends. Exactly, touch it. And whenever I say that, they're like, well, does that make sense? Absolutely, it makes sense. It makes sense in their world because now it's some concrete evidence, right? They can touch it, they can smell it, they can share it. The more we know on whatever level, we can share it forward. And this is what we have to do. We have to show them that we have this community. Because what happens is that kids, families, they feel that they're alone. They're like, no other family exists like that. Every parent you meet, they're always drinking together. All parents are having happy hours with wine. They're always drinking balls and balls of wine. Why don't we create a culture that we're having green juice, that we're having a apothecary? Let's look to health. I always say, whenever you cheers and we say like santé, like health or salud, why are we not cheersing to actual health? Why are we cheersing to poison? It never makes sense to me. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. How about educating your families, your kids, your friends about how you're living? And then you become the influencer. They become the influencer of this. I had my son's friends who was like, oh yeah, I saw you and your mom on Instagram talking about all of these healthy foods. So that inspired us to do it as well. So your kids become the influencer and the best influencer on their friends. So they start passing it forward. And then their parents contact you. So now this is the sharing movement. You are sharing this movement forward and building and helping us build this incredible community. Well, I have incredible leaders that I will love to have on to share how they're building their business with their kids and for them to share their genius because they have a lot of it. So my first partner and friend I'm going to have on, Allison and Jared. They are 2-star crowned with our incredible Purium business. So this means, okay, you're on the call and you're like, well, what does that mean? This is what it means. It means they are helping massive numbers of people. They are helping people. And in our community, with our movement, this is what we're all about. People. If you have an open heart, you can do this business. If you're coachable and you let your ego go, you can help people. So I would love to have Allison and Jared unmute and share their genius, how they are building this business with their incredible family. They're both parents of 2 amazing kids. And go ahead. The floor is yours, Allison and Jared.
Hi, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Taz, for that beautiful introduction. Yeah, well, we started this when we started this 4 years ago. Junie was 2, Rhea was 5, I guess. And we started, I love how, like, Junie was 2 years old. She went right from boob to green juice. So like, I've just, we started it. I wish I'd started younger. I wish we had started it before they were born, but we got them on this from really young age, which is amazing. And, like, this is the best business to do as a mom. Like, Jared before was working 16 hours a day on movies. I was alone. Like, this is normalized that, when especially like, a lot of moms can't even be stay at home, but when you have a stay at home mom, the father has to work super long hours just to make ends meet. And how is that on the family? That puts so much strain and stress. So for people who say like, how do you do this business with kids? It's like, I don't know how we did it before. I don't know how people do it without this business. And I caught the vision first. Jared wasn't on board. I was doing this alone for the first year and a half. And I was making progress, I wasn't as fast as when Jared caught the vision as well with me, because then we got to double our efforts and really make this a family affair where, Jared got to retire from his job because we were able to match his salary. And it has been such a blessing on I can't even tell you how many levels. I don't have enough time to talk today about all the levels, but on every level, it has been blessings on our health, on our financial, and just, building this community where they can watch other kids like Taz's kids, Leo and Lucho and Kiara. That was the first kid they met in this community, and they're so inspired by them. And so it's just been so great for them to have because we were alone before trying to be positive influence, but when you're not surrounded with other like-minded mamas and other like-minded kids, it becomes actually like you become this weirdo, and your kids actually think you're weird, and they want to do what's normal. But when we can make this the norm, power in numbers, when we can actually get our kids together, get our communities together and show this is the norm, we are recreating the new norm. And so
Yeah, I think the most important job a woman could have is to be a mom. And, when we have structure to support that, and, I didn't want Allison to work. I wanted her to be able to be at home with the kids and focus on her passions. But, the more I was taken away from the house, we had to outsource love for our kids. We had to hire nannies and things like that, which is awful. I wish we never had to get to that point. But I wanted to rise in the company I was working at, climbing the corporate ladder. And that's just a sacrifice you have to make. So my perspective shifted when we got into Purium, and I saw that all we really are doing is recognizing how other people are exceptional and guiding them to build their passions and focus on what they really love, and then start something on the side, commit 10% of your day to building something, and then eventually it could replace your income. It could actually double, triple it like it did for us. So this is just a gift now that we're paying forward to families and moms and parents, anyone who wants to focus on what they truly love and not stress about money, then here's that opportunity.
Yeah. And my kids love the business. They get excited on, when they see certain people that they know, and they've gotten to meet a lot of people in real life, like Kushirawa was, our house, and Dan, and they know all, Kiev, all our kids are growing up together now. And it's like, it's so amazing to have, that community, and for them to understand business from such a young age. I think that is so empowering for them, that they actually know they're a part of this business too. And we empower them to be a part of this. So we don't keep it separate. It's not like, no, mommy and daddy have to do work now, you do this. It's like, I love including them in our videos. I love, helping them talk, learn more about it so they can talk to their friends about it. And kids love to know what they're eating, how it benefits them. It's exciting to know, if you eat this, it's good for my eyes. And if you eat this, it's good, it gives muscle. And so, just educating our kids from a young age, getting this, that's really fun. They're so excited to be part of this business. And it wasn't overnight, but through us, our passion and dedication and consistency, they feel so much a part of it too.
Perfect. I love hearing your story, and you don't have to have any background. You don't have any background in this. You just have to have an open heart and to help. That's it. That's so simple, right? And you can build this business together, no training, helping your kids, building a community, right? And this is a great example that we all can use in our daily life, with our business, with our kids of all ages. And when they connect to other kids, you know what that shows? Power, empowerment. We are showing our kids that there's other kids like them. There's other kids who are building this. They're going to be taking over the Million Mom movement. They're going to be taking over Purium. They're the future, right? We need to create these incredible humans to take over. And you know what? They're going to be better than us. And isn't that the goal? Okay, so you were talking about Kushirara. Let's introduce her. Kushirara, I would love for you to unmute. I will unmute you now and share a little bit about your genius. So you are a mom of two, and you are a powerful medicine mama. So I would love for you to share how you build this business with your family.
Yes, absolutely, Taz. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's really great to be here with you all. And, I always love to start to talk about this by saying that I was somebody who was on the fence for a year. And because I was a straight up skeptic at the beginning, and I questioned what this meant for me as an individual to bring this into my life and to bring this into my family's life. And after a year, I thought, okay, this is a no-brainer, and I am going to take action on building my own business. And when it comes to nutrition, I've always been very keen with my children and educated them and made sure that they know how to give themselves what they need to thrive in their body every day. And so to me, this was a no-brainer, and this added so much depth of nutrition to my family And in terms of building the business, at first, when I first joined, my family, my kids kind of just looked at me and they said, this fits into your life, Mom. And I remember them looking at me they were 13 and 15. They're going to be 14 and 16 soon. And I remember saying to them, there are also products for children. And this isn't just about adults getting the right nutrition that they need. And I started, explaining that to them how they fit into this dynamic and this new part of my life. And I had always been a bit of an entrepreneur. I've always done custom hair and custom jewelry. And I thought, okay, why not add this into my regime? And in terms of how things have gone, I've been with the business now for under a year, and I feel like I am making such massive progress, not only with my own nutrition and my own growth as a parent and as a mom, but with my own stability financially, with my own security and my own means of building residual income over time, which I feel is the next level for people on this planet to start realizing that they have access to a business such as Purium that will allow them to build residual income. But not only that, to build a business that you can pass on to your children, I feel like is one of the most beneficial things we could be doing for ourselves and for them. And this has completely changed the trajectory of my life. It has changed the trajectory of my children's lives as well. And, they're out there in high school too, and creating change on their own level, because people wonder why their skin is so clear, why their eyes are so clear. How come they're not having acne breakouts and things like this? So they get asked all the time about, what are you eating? What do you eat all the time that creates this sustainability and such a level of thriving for themselves? And so just like you said, when they are taking their own Purium products to school, they're able to inspire others to create change in their family and, and speak with parents that really can come to a next level of understanding and really just take their own life to the next level. It's an incredible opportunity for people's family to really just enrich their lives and, above anything else, bring the nutrition to the next level and their wealth to the next level by just really truly realizing the change that this can create on a family level. My kids, they love it. And my daughter intends to be a brand partner going forward. And that's only a couple short years away for her. And so she is super excited to include this as a part of her own regime and, and to bring this with her forth as she decides what she wants to do, because she's not even sure if she'd like to go to university or college. And she sees herself being inspired by seeing me grow in this business. So it's just been such a remarkable journey so far, Taz.
Well, it's been amazing to watch you grow, Kushirara. And you know what? I love what you were saying, how your kids recognized this before you did. Our kids chose us for a reason, and it's up to us to lead them, to guide them. And, whenever I meet a brand partner and they say that their child is of age to become a brand partner, which is 18 and over, it's natural for them to become a brand partner. And if they're not a brand partner, I'm like, well, what are they waiting for? Why not? Why are they not a brand partner? Are you not incorporating enough in your life? That, makes me wonder why they wouldn't. I can't wait till my kids become brand partners. Kushirawa, I love how you're setting your kids already up for success, to become brand partners, to be building, continuing, empowering people that they meet. And, I can already feel what heart center leaders they are. Thank you so much for being an incredible mama. So speaking of incredible mamas, I want to introduce Shari, who's another incredible mama of three. She's a mom of three, and homeschooling two of her kids and balancing and juggling it all and building this business, who's an incredible person. So I would love for her to come on and share her genius of how she's building this business with her family.
Thank you, Taz. Thank you, everybody. Happy to be here. So yeah, so I was a stay-at-home mom for just under 10 years. And when I started to transition first to build a holistic practice, because I'm a holistic nutrition and health coach, it was really hard. It was really hard. The entire family felt it because now on top of, all the stay-at-home mom stuff that I was doing and that my kids were used to me doing, well, now I needed to set aside time every day for work and consults and research and all of that. And I was feeling it, the kids were feeling it, and it was difficult. So when Purium came into the picture a couple of years into that, Purium found me, things really started to shift because, well, first we started taking amazing superfoods for various health issues that we all were feeling. And it was really through the transformation that we all felt that my kids really took interest because they were feeling better and they were noticing all the differences. And so now they wanted to know, like, what is it about this that's making us feel so much better when we were doing all of these other things before, but we really weren't feeling that much of a difference. So now they were interested, right? And so I feel like the transition became very organic, how they got involved, because they had noticed it for themselves. So it was nothing, I didn't have to tell them anything or bring it in. I mean, my only job was linking it each time, when they were feeling better or when, they had more energy for their sports, because they're both pretty big athletes. And so they learned more about it and they wanted to share it too. And so, they share it with friends. It's as simple as they talk about what's in their water bottles on the bench of hockey versus, the other kids who have their Gatorades or their waters or whatever. My youngest one, Nathan, he just turned 10 and he'll often bring me coaches or parents at the end of practices. And they're like, Mom, they want to know what it is that's in my drink, or they want to know what this superfood is. And I've caught him like talking about it with friends or explaining to them why, what they're drinking is not good or what they're eating is not healthy and what could be healthier and why. My older one, who's 12, Jordan, he has recently got interested in my back office. And so he would see me checking it all the time and he would ask me, like, what are you doing? And so I started showing him different aspects of it. And now he goes in there on a daily basis to take a look at my back office and he'll tell me, what's going on in there and what I need to pay attention to. And since I am homeschooling my kids, this is like an incredible way to incorporate some business, right? And introduce them to the world of business and entrepreneurship. And, they feel empowered. They feel like they're a part of it all. I just had my first healthy, happy hour with a small group of family the other night. And my kids were so excited, and I didn't have to worry about, okay, how can I get them busy? What can they be doing so that I can really focus in here? And, how long will it take before they get impatient? Because it was a family affair, right? It's a family business. And so they helped set out all the superfoods, and I made sure to keep some time in my presentation for them to talk about why they love it and what it's, what it's brought them and how different they feel. And they help mix the drinks. And, they really just, we talk about like my social media, and they're always coming to me with ideas of what I could post and what I should talk about. And yeah, it's just what I love too is that they have a lot of examples around them of entrepreneurs who are really trading their hours for dollars. And so they're really having to put in like 70+ hours a week. And they're not really enjoying what they do anymore. And I didn't want that to be the only example that they had of what business can be, and that you can absolutely be passionate about what you do and be really successful at it at the same time. And so I love that this model gives them that opportunity, and it's something that they don't have to wait until they're older to start experiencing, right? They're already stepping into it now.
What a great share. I love that, so now they can compare of there's different forms of entrepreneurship and which one they rather go to, right? Is it more of a struggle or residual income? Well, and I love that you got your son involved in the back office. So that's incredible. Back office is normally a struggle for a lot of people. If you can get your kids interested in the back office to understand these numbers, understand the math, the skills in this, I mean, this is going to help our business grow. That's incredible. You three mamas are incredible, and we have more mamas to hear from. So I'm going to pass it to Carmela to share.
And if you can't teach a child, then it's like all the different levels of teaching, right? Always take it like when you're coaching a brand partner, like you're teaching a child, the basics and breaking it down so simply. So I love that share. And I love all the shares so far. So I'm so excited today to bring forth to you an incredible mama. Oh my goodness. So just thinking about her story, it makes me cry a little bit because she came in as a Million Mom Movement scholarship winner. And we know in this council how much we love our scholarship winners because we want what's best. And this is how Purium gives back. We really do want those who win the scholarship to take it on as a business, but not all of them have. And so this mama, she decided after a little bit of time of integrating the products, I mean, she totally was able to transform her body. And then she went into the business. But it was those steps. And think about that. You know, people are really looking for those steps to really full on take it on as a business. So her name is Sarah Cole, and she comes in from Texas to us. Come on, Sarah. Oh, maybe I have to ask you to mute. There we go.
It's unasked me. Thank you. Hi from Houston. It was really exciting and not what I expected at all, but I am very inspired about the sharing with the back office. So I am taking that in with my children because I hadn't done that yet. I'm very excited to do that. That was really inspirational. Thank you. I did start as a Million Mom Movement recipient, and I really had no idea what was happening. I knew I was getting food, organic food. That was all I really knew. And when it came, I was like, okay, so they're in powder form. I got that, but I had done similar programs before that obviously didn't work. So it wasn't anything new. So I was just like, okay, we're going to use these products. I got it. I'm going to stick to it. Within a week, my physical body changed. I have chronic illnesses, which I just got diagnosed with MS. So the neuropathy pain I now realize is that, and the weakening of the legs and things like that. It was bad. It was like fire to my skin. I call it fire skin. Like I couldn't even put on pants without it irritating or going to the bathroom, things that, you know, we all deal with neuropathy pain. And that like went away. It was happening every hormone change, every stress outbreak, every cycle, every ovulation, like anything that I was going through, it was really painful. So those few things started to change and reverse. Of course, like hair started growing that was thinning as we turned 40 and stress of life, single mom here. So, you know, gray hairs, thinning, all that, to the point where my 15-year-old daughter's like pointing it out all the time. And I was like, stop. So for those things, even on a minor scale, like my hair and nails started growing, and it was just like, this is life-changing. And my body went alkaline. I had no idea that I was going to reverse food that I thought was slightly okay. Like I would still eat some fast foods, but in places like Austin, Texas, they have organic, you know, vegan, even fast foods, but it's still fast food cooked in improper oils and not good ingredients. And so even things like that, and my sweet tooth cravings, all of that went away. So I've been 2 years like fast food or junk food free, almost 2 years soda free. My body completely changed that way. And so then I was like, okay, how do I do this as a business scale? I'm a massage therapist and a yoga instructor, and I've just always worked with my hands. I didn't really ever do like this business scale. And when I've tried with other like network marketing, I'm an aromatherapist, so like essential oil companies, it wasn't successful on a business side, which I became a glorified customer. And so the amount of opportunity that we had here made it really simple to finally start like seeing an income back and getting my products paid for too. So then it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So then I really started focusing and like joining these groups and these trainings and watching how other people did it, and started following people on their social medias, and was like, I can duplicate this. This can be okay, you know? And so then that started rewarding, and I am so close, like just a few points away from executive. I did not do it fast. I've watched my downline now, inspired her, a beautiful nurse, that she fast start to director. I'm like, you're like my sister now. We're on the same scale, and you did that in like a week. That's amazing. Like mind blown. So now I'm even more driven to like just do it. And it's really exciting. And of course there's challenges, and especially being a single parent and working still, I'm really excited for the opportunity for the day that I don't have to go do that so much, because it's been hard. I don't have a car. My car, I got in a car wreck. It flipped into like oncoming traffic. It was crazy, but I've been almost 2 years now, even without a car. So I roller skate everywhere and I'm grateful for it. I love it. But I'm ready to just have some more ease and grace in my day. And I'm super excited that that happens here with this. I went from like being evicted to having a home to being able to be more home and present with my children. And that part, like, I do want to cry. I don't like crying in front of people, so I'm gonna try to, but it's changed my world, and I'm like doing a disservice if I wasn't gonna share that with people. And so now I'm like so passionate to share that. And then even more when I'm at the store watching my son be like, this has red dye in it, we're not gonna have that, or we're gonna pick something better because that has bad ingredients or chemicals. And then like even hearing him talk about it with other people, and I know he's gonna just like grow into something more foundational for himself too. And he's only 8, and so I'm just really excited to watch this grow. And my daughter having some health challenges too. We have more of a split home with her and her family, and her stepmom is a doctor, an ER doctor, an amazing woman. She has more of a medical view and I have more of a holistic view. So it's both families kind of coming. And so my goal with that is to really come together and bring them to our side of the table. And that even with my daughter, but she watches and she sees, and I notice how her language with things have changed. And I bet she's going to be the one to change her dad's family side, you know, like, and so that's just, I'm really excited for it all. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you, Carmela. She is my like God haven saving. She teaches me everything to just duplicate, and it works. And she's there for me like no boss has ever been for me. And she's not like my boss. So this is all so weird. It's a family and I love it. And I'm going to cry now. So I am complete to y'all.
I love you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much for sharing so much transparency with our community here, because sometimes people just need to hear the truth of the journey. And you've come a long way. And truly, as a Million Mom recipient, that's like what we want. We want the mama first, and then the family, of course, reaps all those amazing benefits, including the business side. The business is everything for these mamas who you're sharing with too. I pass the mic to, I believe it's Nayeva. Nayeva.
Thank you so much, Carmela. Oh my gosh, the shares today. Thank you all so much for your incredible shares. I'm really loving getting to hear all of our different perspectives, how we're bringing our children in and our families into this incredible business model. And for me, most of you know, I started when I was postpartum. So my life drastically changed because I literally never went back to work after maternity leave. I was able to, when the maternity leave was over, my paycheck was surpassing my part-time income. So this is something that truly has been an opportunity for me to stop trading my hours for dollars and be able to truly be at home with my children, and getting to have my children watch me consume these superfoods and wanting it for themselves, which I've been hearing today. This is a common thing, right? And that's the message we really want to share with other parents that are watching this replay, you know, is that our children are going to do what we do. You know, the more that we read ingredients, the more that we share with them the benefits of the food we're eating, or the, you know, the harm that the other foods bring to our bodies because of the lack of nutrition or the colors or the flavors or all the things in there, that education is, like I've heard many of you say, then our kids go and share that with their friends, right? So it's that ripple effect that we're creating in the world. And I just love this. So for myself, my kids love to make stuff with the superfoods. They are mixologists. They like to mix and match and make their own things. And they especially like to make me superfoods. So like if I'm in the office for too many hours, my sons walk in with like their new version of the shake. This one I think is like Aloe Digest, and can't beat this is what it tastes like to me. But they're always making me, they're like, Mom's been working for a long time, she needs to be hydrated. They bring me green drinks, they bring me shakes. They're like, here, Mom, try this, it tastes so good, I just made it. And so this is what we want to instill them with, is not only the knowledge and power of what's in the other foods that we don't want them to have, and the knowledge and power of what Purium is and why it's beneficial, but also the power to make things. We love to use our hands and be creative, and letting the kids play around with it is so fun. We also are, we love to make treats out of the superfoods, because now my older son is 14 and the older ones are like young adults. And so they're all like, some of them like the shakes, especially after sports, things like that. They'll have a shake, but they've been turning more into, how can we put this into food and make it taste like candy? How can we make it taste like a healthy version of a Snickers or whatever other candies are out there that we crave? And, we see it on the shelf, and, it's like we've seen commercials, we've tasted it somewhere. So making healthier versions. So that's where we've been at, is really trying to recreate fun, healthy versions. And then also, like I've heard many of you moms share, my kids totally talk to their friends about it. When I bring them shakes after sports or wherever it is, to the beach, their friends will ask them what it is that they're eating or drinking, and my kids love to share about it. They're so knowledgeable. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, wow, you are a wealth of knowledge. And as moms, aren't we just so proud when we hear our kids just like rambling off the ingredients and telling them all the benefits, right? Incredible. So I have a couple guests that I wanted to bring on as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you, Rakira, so you can come and share, because I know you're just such an amazing mama, always sharing this with your children. So let me go ahead and ask you to unmute.
Greetings and blessings, everyone. How's it going?
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Rakira. This is Yolanda. I am a yoga teacher, Kuko African dance teacher. I'm also actually a Million Mile Movement scholarship recipient as of 2020, and it changed my life. And so I can talk because clearly that's how their life is completely different. But ever since 2020, I became Million Mile Movement recipient. I've actually added in our power shake within 3 days. We went on a road trip. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Oh, you're muted again. Let me unmute you.
There we go. Hello?
I can hear you.
Awesome. No, so me and Yolanda have actually we've been incorporating all of our superfoods on a daily basis. Unfortunately, my Vitamix just broke, but we would make superfood ice creams together. We would do Epigenia's Kids, dates. We would do cinnamon, Pepsi. She loves the power shake. She loves to make smoothies. Whenever we would go on walks and just kind of go on an adventure with each other. Actually take our food bag. We would take a food bag with us with her tricycle, because we go from like
Hey Yolanda, do you want to share with us your favorite superfoods? Because Mommy's trying to share. Do you want to share too?
What's your favorite superfood?
Supermino.
What is it?
Supermino. Supermino.
Supermino, she
That's
said.
her favorite
Oh,
superfood.
Supermino, she said. Oh.
That's white powder.
Also, she says white powder, but it's also cocoa hydrate. She loves the carrot juice plus. She loves her Epigenia's Kids. She loves taking tinctures, so she loves the ionic elements. Whenever she's actually sick or having not good, you do our immune shield. And where she loves her tinctures. She loves like making smoothies and ice creams with each other. And so I actually incorporated as well as a yoga teacher and as a dance teacher. And so I love doing like regenerative superfoods, and we do like plant-based pop-ups and stuff, and where I get to share with the community of like what we're doing. And I actually do parties and events And so it's been really life changing for me. And I really love I'll probably give you like a couple of minutes. But what I really enjoy is like in the summertime, we've done it where we made popsicles before. And so it's been just, sorry, y'all. Okay. I don't know if I can actually talk right now.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Yolanda. We love hearing from you too. And we want to hear all your shares about all the superfoods you like to eat. So thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you. I know we're all juggling mom life. So those of you that can relate, give Rakaira some love, because, you know, we've all had those moments when we're trying to have a conversation and our kids are climbing all over us, or they just need us so bad in that moment. And so we love you so much. Thanks for hopping on. And I also wanted to bring on Alyssa. Let me find you on here so I can ask you to unmute. And she's a mama, and she's got an incredible story as well, and little ones at home. Alyssa, go ahead and come on.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I was on the way to the grocery store, so I'm literally at Whole Foods. I'm like, this is the part of the business, right? We can live our normal lives and just take a pit stop and connect and do what we do best. So thank you for having me. I am a mother of two. My eldest is a boy, my youngest is a girl, and my emotions are wild from the girl who shared earlier. So I might cry too, but this business has changed my life. It has allowed me to be the keeper of my freedom for me and my children. And there you are again. What's her name? Sarah. You're the one that got me like this. But I went from, how my journey started was I couldn't conceive children. I was having miscarriages. I was starting to look into infertility and like that journey and IVF. And I looked at my life and I said, I'm clearly a byproduct of what it is I'm consuming. I am the power of my life. I get to change my life in every which way and fashion that I can, and it begins with me. And I really began to really dig deeper into foods, organic foods, toxic things we're putting onto our body, into our body, energy exchange, all these things. Purium stumbled upon my lap, and then here I am with two beautiful children after being told that I wouldn't or I couldn't hold full-term pregnancy. And this life is my life. These superfoods and this way of living is my life, and it's the only life my children know. My children don't have to break the generational curses. All of us, or the generational traumas or the generational conditioning, all of us have worked so hard to undo. This is my children's life. My kids will literally dry scoop everything. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how you do that, but okay, go ahead. And seeing the power of getting back into the kitchen, learning what real food is, and sharing that not only with ourselves and what that transmutes into and what that brings forth and the freedom that that gives us in every level for ourselves and our family is how we change the world. Because when we can impact our children by impacting ourselves, that's how we can change the world. That's how we can continue to bring enlightenment and freedom to the generations to come, from the generations that come from us. And going from working so hard to conceive and then having children, working 50+ hours a week was not an option anymore. By trait, I was an executive assistant. I was running people's businesses, making people money. And although I loved the people that I was surrounded by, I hated it. I was like, I have to sit in an hour traffic to be bound by these four walls to tell me when I can pee, eat, and go home. That's a hard no for me. Like, I'm not doing this anymore, because I went for praying and working so hard to conceive, and now I'm leaving my babies and I'm leaving my family. No, that's how society has conditioned and gained control. They're taking the family away from the unit, from the village. And this is that solution in not only a food aspect, but a business aspect. and placing the power and the passion back to ourselves and simply having the same impact to others who say, you know what, I want that too. And I went from being an executive assistant to now doing this full time and having the freedom to just be with my children and enjoy life and create abundance and uncapped abundance for an eternity and give that same gift to everybody who aligns with me. This is the new way of living. And I want to change it for the world, and everybody is deserving of this. It's our birthright. So thank you for having me, and thank you for listening to my heart.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. Wow, incredible share. And, you know, I'm so grateful for everybody that shared today. I know that each and everyone here has an incredible story of how we came into this business, how we came into Purium, and how we're leveraging this to have more time with our families. That's really what it's all about. Time is our greatest asset, and we can't get more of it. We can't get it back. So all we can do is make the most of what we have right here. So I'm gonna pass it back to you. Taz, are you passing it back to you, or Carmela's doing, are you doing our call to action today, Carmela? Okay, back to you, Carmela.
And we can talk about Cheerios again, guys. We haven't talked about it in a little while, so we're bringing it back for a call to action. Oh my goodness, all of these amazing mamas and families, let's really rally to get into action with what we do in Million Mom, which is we end the call always on, let's all comment to one of our, if Niev, if you'd like to share the screen, we could show everybody how to get to our detoxproject.org website, which brings up the Poison in Our Daily Bread article. And in this article is a list of all the different products. Whole Foods even carries it. Target, you know, they should vet that they carry very heavily filled toxic glyphosate filled products, but we're the ones going to really go down this list. And we have, I think, how many? I don't know yet, but many. And what we do is we go to their Instagram, and we're going to go direct to where we can comment under the product, which is in this list. We did red lentils last week. And this week we could do Cheerios, number 19. So we're going to go to General Mills, the Instagram site of General Mills. And the first post we're going to want to use as like a place where we're going to be posting a comment that says, are you aware that you have X amount of parts per billion of glyphosate in your products and you carry it? Are you aware of the detriment of it in the body? They might not know. They're going to look it up if so many people are going to be talking about it to them. They're like, wait a second, what is this? So let's give them a little point of reference that let's look up what this glyphosate is. So let's do it on the first post. Oh, look at that, Lucky Charms. Well, you know, you guys, how toxic. This is my favorite back in the day. And that tells you a lot. I had leaky gut most of my childhood. This is an issue. So let's definitely put in, you know, it's actually Cheerios that we're focusing on. Are you aware? Yes, thank you, Neva. Because sometimes people were asking us, what exactly is it that we share as a comment? So this is an example. Take our lead. It doesn't have to be exactly verbatim, but definitely illuminate the idea of glyphosate to them so that they start to take notice. And there are glyphosate-free, residue-free labels. So they don't even know that that could be a test for them. They've got so much money, right? So, and honestly, they're under the same scope as like the companies that own all the companies, the General Mills. So the more people rally, you know, they buy up organic companies because they know it's a trend. As long as they're making money, that's all they care about. So if many people voice, this is where change happens. And just believe that your voice matters. It has 118 parts per billion. The recommended is under 10 parts per billion. So they're way over. And some of them on this list are over 1,000. So that's super toxic. And you see, yeah, and Whole Foods carries some of them. So General Mills, Hy-Vee, I'm not familiar where that is, but anyway, I hope to see, and please tag, like hashtag, screenshot it, hashtag, and share that you're doing this into your stories to let people know you have activism. You're actively educating companies directly about glyphosate that don't even know that it's an issue to so many people. So please share it, and then hashtag Million Mom Movement so that Nayeva can pull you and we'll feature you on our page. We're going to be doing that more often so we get more people active and participating. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carmela. Go ahead, Taz.
I wanted to close up and talk about next week. Would you like to do it, that, Nayeva?
Go ahead, Taz. You do it.
Okay, so next week we are talking all about collagen. This is a huge topic and we need to bring you solution and what actually works. So bring everyone onto this call. You have people who are brand partners, customers who want to know more. They hear all this buzz about collagen and they're having this hydrolyzed gelatin that we know does not work, right? So let's show them actual solution that's actually going to be working. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you all for being here. Love you all. See you all next Friday. Bye.